Can a man and a woman be platonic friends if there's an attraction involved? Or is it just only a matter of time? You always hear that word platonic. Can two people, a man and a woman, actually be platonic friends if there's some kind of attraction, either on one end or both ends? Because a lot of times it seems like what people want to call platonic really just means one person is just waiting that, to bide their time. They want to be the friend so they can be around that man or woman. Because I feel like if there's an attraction on both ends, why are you even just friends? Why are you not dating? Why is something not happened? But when you say platonic, that usually means the man or the woman is attracted to the other and they're just trying to, enjoy the attention, or that friend zone or whatever they can get until maybe they can make that right move because, all they're doing is biding their time. There's no such thing as platonic. You're just being patient. Big difference. That hidden agenda, that biding your time, that being patient, that's a real thing. Oh, yeah, I'll be the bestie. I'll be the best person and best friend you can possibly be until I can have my chance. When all these other men or women, you get tired of them, or you break up with your boyfriend or you break up with your girlfriend, or you have that lonely night, or you need the shoulder to cry on, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be the friend because when the time comes, I'm going to take full advantage. That's what people mean. That's what the hidden patient agenda really means. Are they your friend? Yes. But do they want something more? 1000%. And they're just trying to, stay around, play the friend role until they can possibly have a chance to be something more. Because if they like you, if they're attracted to you, why do they just want to be friends? There's no such thing, men and women. You know, like if I'm attracted to a woman and I'm like, oh, that's my friend. It's one of two things. Either genuinely I have zero attraction to that woman and we're cool, or like, yo, I think she looks really good. I'm attracted to her. Like, I would love to get a shot with her, but maybe I've said something and voiced my opinion once, and she's like, oh, I don't know if I see you that way, bestie. And I'm thinking, okay, I'll just be patient. I can change her mind. Or I haven't said anything at all, and she really just genuinely thinks I'm the good friend. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm just like, yeah, let me play my position. My time will come. She'll see it. And then if you're friends with the opposite sex, even if it is platonic, you always got to worry about the third party, aka the boyfriend and or girlfriend. Because is it normal to be friends with the opposite sex? It can be to an extent, but we all know it's 2026. 9 times out of 10, everybody has an ulterior motive a lot of the time. So if I'm with my girl and she's like, oh yeah, this is the homie, Brian, like we've been cool for years. Is Brian gay? No. All right, then he's trying to hit. No, it's not like that. He doesn't see me like that. Yes, he does. And the same thing goes, for men. Like if a woman, has a dude, or I mean, if a man has a girlfriend, but then that, the girl bestie comes around like, oh, this is Jessica. Jessica got a boyfriend, or is Jessica, a lesbian? Nah, that's the homie. We like it's not like that at all. We've been cool for like over 10 years. Your girl's looking at you and her sideways because again, maybe that can be again, men and women can be friends, but that third party, they have a right to be kind of jealous or at least be, looking at you kind of with sideways, like what's going on here. So it really does take a lot of work and effort to have someone like that in your circle. And me personally, I'm speaking from experience. Two of my closest friends are women, but these are also women that I had somewhat casual relationships with at one point, and we were just better off as friends. That's the only time that can work. And you also got to be honest with your partner to let them know that, because if that happened and you didn't tell them that and they find out later, yeah, you violated, bro. Men and women. Or unless that friend is, part of the LGBTQ community. Those are the only two instances to where your third party or your significant other is going to kind of be okay with a situation like that. I promise. And lastly, you got to really ask yourself, do friendships like this really work or do they last? And for the most part, they don't, for a multitude of reasons. Either you get a significant other they get a significant other and it fizzles out at some point because again, you put most of your time and energy to where it should go, your relationship. And if if you have a platonic friend of the opposite sex, then that's really usually not going to fly well with that person's partner. Or maybe y'all try to mess around. You're like, you know what? Let's give this a shot. And then that doesn't work. Now the friendship is ruined because y'all exchange energy and things of that nature. So if you go backwards, a lot of times, depending on how long that lasts or how deep it gets, it's kind of hard to move back into just the friend zone. Maybe over time, but definitely not right away. That usually does not work. You know what I mean? And then also just somebody likes that other person. Y'all, you try to connect, you try to put it out there. Hey, I'm jacking you. I'm really feeling you. I felt like this for a while. Then that other person is not reciprocal. Now you got a whole situation and the friendship is awkward. You try to stay friends, but you could both tell it's not quite the same. So low key, it just fizzles out. So can these relationships work? Yes. Do I think they are good in the long run? Not always. Like again, I've been an example of it working, but 9 times out of 10, if a man and a woman are friends, something is going to happen at some point or someone's going to catch feelings. So you definitely have to be aware and truly know where you fall if you really do want that friendship to work.